Why are we in these tariff wars?
Okay, so from the very beginning of Donald Trump's political career, and he always had in the back of his mind that he was going to run for president way back, I would say more than a decade before 16, so 2006. He felt that the politicians and the presidents were not representing the country well economically. And the big thing that he pointed to was that there was more money going out of the United States to countries than coming in because of tariffs. So in China's case, for example, it's about 5 times as much money going from the United States to China as China to the USA. Trump felt that was crooked, that was destructive to the working people, and he always had in his mind that he was going to stop that. So in his first term, he didn't quite stop it, but he did make some adjustments that were favorable to the economy. And then COVID hit, and that changed all economic agendas. So when he got reelected, he goes, now I'm going to come in hard, and I'm going to tell the countries around the world that it's not business as usual, that you're going to have to be fair or we're going to punish you. And that's what's happened. That's the history of it.
Okay. Why are we going after allies so aggressively? Like why are we going after Israel so aggressively? I've seen Ben Shapiro comment on that in particular, and he's like, what's the end game? Where's the end game here? And I have to wonder the same thing.
Well, I think the Israeli thing is already resolved. All Trump wanted was a lower tariff rate for certain things going into Israel from the United States. And I think they came to an agreement already. Okay. So that's not even on the table anymore. But our allies in Europe, I mean, say Jillian Michaels moves to Munich, Germany, and they'd love you there, Jillian, and you might consider it not in the winter, but a beautiful, beautiful town. And Jillian Michaels wants to open a workout center, okay? And she wants to buy American equipment because she's used to it and it's good equipment, right?
Yeah.
So she orders gym equipment to stock up her new Munich facility. Well, there's a VAT tax, value added tax, in Germany. It's going to slap on 20% more than the equipment costs in LA. Therefore, when you buy it, you're going to pay a lot more. And if you wanted to resell it or open franchises, you'd have to charge your customers more money to cover the 20% VAT tax. So Trump says that's not fair to American products because the Germans, Jillian, will buy from Dusseldorf. She won't buy from LA anymore. You see what I'm talking about?
I do.
The fix is in almost every country to keep American goods out. And that's what Trump wants to dissolve.
How did we get here, though? Because this didn't happen overnight. This has been decades in the making. Like, who dropped the ball in such a significant way? How do American companies allow this to happen? It certainly doesn't behoove them, and they're the most powerful companies in the world, I would imagine, alongside some in China, of course.
Well, the American companies moved abroad, like Apple.
Okay.
Okay, so
right.
they got around that by saying, hey, we'll build our stuff in Ireland or a country, right. China, Southeast Asia, India. We'll go over there. It happened because after World War II, and I don't want to bore your audience with a lot of pinheady stuff, but you know, I've had 19 #1 best-selling books based upon a history of the United States and the world. After World War II, the United States was the winner, the big winner. We were. And then we rebuilt Germany and Japan because we had to, and all of Europe along with Germany, to get markets to build up civilization from that terribly destructive war that was called the Marshall Plan. So all this U.S. money went in, and then every president from Truman to Biden said, whatever they want to do, they can do, that's okay. We're not going to ask for fair treatment in trade because we're doing fine by ourselves. We have so much money here in America. Our consumers live so well here that we don't really need to browbeat these other people into better deals. So no president took it on.
Okay. And obviously, seeing what's unfolding now, you understand why, because people are going after Trump and calling him insane and calling him deranged. And when I look at this and I listen to you, it's like, well, there were trade asymmetries. Okay, got it. We need to bring back manufacturing to the country. That makes sense. What about the national security element of drugs being made overseas and technologies being made overseas? Do you think that's a valid concern as well? And arguably one of the reasons Trump is, okay, so that is real. Then it's like if we're vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely real. Trump just made a deal with a company in Taiwan to build a plant to make very sophisticated chips in the USA because Taiwan is not a secure place any longer. And the company is NVIDIA.
Yes.
And the guy went to Mar-a-Lago from Taipei, and Trump said, hey, you're going to build a plant here. And the guy goes, okay. And so we're making progress. But if you have medicine and you have chips and high tech built in countries that are unstable, that's a risk. But it's what the Trump administration did not anticipate and should have was the softness of the American psyche. So they rolled it out all at once. They dropped the bomb on Jillian Michaels' enterprises all at once. You didn't have to do that. You could have taken care of China. You could have taken care of Canada and Mexico first, then moved on over to the EU, then moved to China or any place you wanted to go that you felt you had an advantage. Didn't have to do it all at once. The shock and awe doesn't work in worldwide financial markets. It's too People don't understand tariffs anyway. If you go to the mall this afternoon and stop people and go, how about those tariffs? What kind of answer you think you're going to get? All right? Right. They don't know.
Right.
And when you have invested your money, like I have, and I'm assuming you have,
yes,
hard-earned dollars, okay, into certain companies, and a company drops 50% in a day, you're not going to be happy.
Right.
And that should have been anticipated. That's, the word holistic is, this is your people. They're all holistic.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.